I had Van Gundy on the show last week, and I asked him about that, and he said he hopes and he thinks that there's a chance that in quiet moments of this offseason that everyone can get together, and Oakley not only returns but gets his number in the rafters of the Garden. That's what Van Gundy said. Is there any possibility on this green earth something like that happens, Frank?
I don't know if it will. And, I think what's really hurt Charles in the past is that, when he's been there, and he's been critical of the Knicks, but he's also praised the Knicks. But the Knicks only judge it only one way. You have to be for them all the way. If you say anything critical, then you're kind of like on the no-good list or the no-fly list, to use an airline expression. So I don't know if that's going to happen. Charles has a lot of pride, and I think he was obviously embarrassed, humiliated, angry with the way that he was treated there. And you think about what the Knicks do, and it's the other day they had Stephon Marbury there, and he played for the team. I get all that, and there's nothing wrong with being kind to your alumni. But they showed highlights of Stephon Marbury, and he got an ovation. Here's a guy that his last year with the team twice refused to get dressed for a game. The Knicks had made a big trade when they got rid of Zach Randolph and Jamal Crawford. I think they might have been down to like 8 or 9 players. And Mike D'Antoni, who had Marbury on the inactive list for the first couple of weeks of the season, and he refused to get dressed. And then he went to Detroit the next night, and he still refused to get dressed. So, it's that part of it. So on the one hand, you have that player who is getting treated like a conquering hero. And then I looked up the stat the other day, and Rich, in the era of rest, Charles Oakley, back in '94, when the Knicks played those 25 playoff games, they played 107 games that season. Regular season and playoffs, he started all 107 of those games. This guy was a huge part of the team. They won 50, I think it was 56 playoff games with Charles Oakley here. And it's I think for a lot of the older players like Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing, they don't understand why they haven't been as embraced as maybe some other players have.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.